Hello students, this is our third lecture of Kinematics 1D. In first two lectures what we have done, we have discussed about average speed and average velocity. Even we have discussed about instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity. And in second lecture we have solved number of problems based on average speed and velocity. In today's lecture we will solve problems on instantaneous speed and velocity. There are a number of problems and we will solve some problem from previous JEE exam. Basically average velocity, if you are recalling this here, we will brush up in 2 minutes and then we will start with problems. Average, when we will find out, right, average speed, if you want to find out, it is distance traveled, it is what? Distance traveled or total distance traveled divided by total time, average speed. That means this one is written as what? Delta S upon delta T. When this time interval delta T becomes very small, that means if delta T tends to, you can say 0, then what speed we will get here is instantaneous speed, and this is written as what? Then ds upon dt. Then it is written as ds upon dt. This is for speed. Same thing is for velocity. Instead of distance, what will get? Displacement, total displacement. That means average velocity is what? Total displacement upon total time, and this is written as again delta S upon delta T, and instantaneous velocity, if you want to find out, instantaneous means not over a period of time. This is over a period of time, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds like this. But when this delta T tends to 0, it is very small, then what we will get here? Instantaneous velocity, and is written as what? It is ds upon dt. Okay, so this one is about speed and velocity. Now next important term is what? Acceleration. First, initially distance traveled and displacement, ratio of this distance traveled upon time, what will get? Speed. Now this speed, say, is a constant, means what? ये जो distance traveled है in some particular time interval, say in 2 seconds, this distance traveled is say 10 meters. Okay, first 2 second time interval, distance traveled is what? 10 meter. Next 2 second time interval, if we take, distance traveled is again 10 meter. Next 2 second time interval, distance traveled is again 10 seconds. That means what? In each that time interval, what distance is traveled, or you can say for displacement, it is the displacement, if that one is the same for all time intervals of 2 seconds or 1 second or 3 seconds, that means you can say this speed is constant. But if it happens like this, keep first 1 second distance traveled is 5 meter. Okay, next 1 second distance traveled is 6 seconds. Next 1 second distance traveled is 8 seconds. That means what? Distance traveled is varying in same particular time interval. That means you can say then speed doesn't remain constant. Now speed may increase or speed may decrease. Here we will get a term called as acceleration. So when speed varies, right? Speed varies, then we will get what? Acceleration. So it is called as what? Rate of change of velocity, rate of change of speed with respect to time, right? Now in acceleration, in short, acceleration, here this is very important. Acceleration A is what? Change in speed upon time interval in which speed changes. Okay, change in speed upon time interval. Now change जो है, change may be positive, change may be negative. Whenever you will find out change, it is always final speed minus initial speed. Final minus initial. Whenever you will find out change, any change, it is always final minus initial. That means you can say change in speed is what? V final minus V initial, I means initial, upon our time interval is what? Acceleration. That means this final velocity minus initial velocity or final speed minus initial speed, this one is also written as what? आपका delta V upon what? Delta T. Again you are finding this acceleration over some time interval. Therefore this A is what? Average. Is what? Average. So if final velocity is greater, initial is less, what will get? Positive delta V, means positive acceleration. That means if speed will go on increasing, then acceleration is what? Positive. But if speed will go on decreasing, that means initial is greater and final is less, then what will get? Negative delta V. That means acceleration when it is negative, what it represents? Rate of change of speed, right? That one is decreasing. That means speed of particle is decreasing. That means normally when we will drive any vehicle, practical example is what? If we will drive say two-wheeler, initially when we will accelerate the vehicle, we are accelerating the vehicle using accelerator, right? So speed of vehicle increases. Now if you want to stop, we will apply brakes. That means there is a negative acceleration, or you can say deceleration. Negative acceleration means what? Deceleration. The speed decreases and finally comes to rest. The average will find out for in some time interval. Then this one is instantaneous. If you want to find out, instantaneous means what? At any particular time instant, means delta T terms tends to 0. Then this is written as what? dV upon dt. The acceleration instantaneous, acceleration average. Okay. Now you know the speed, right? That means V is what? ds by dt, instantaneous. Okay. Now acceleration is what? A is what? dV by dt is what? dV by dt, rate of change of speed with respect to time. Now here this one is one, you can say, a form of equation where A is in terms of velocity and time. But this A you can write like this, is your velocity or dV. When you will differentiate, it is differentiation of velocity with respect to time. If we will differentiate it with respect to S, V with respect to S, and then we will differentiate S with respect to T. This is also possible. That means multiplying and dividing by ds, you can say, or we will differentiate this velocity not with respect to T, we will differentiate with respect to what? S, and then again S will differentiate with respect to what? Time T. This one is a separate term now. Now ds by dt means what? It is speed. That means what we will get here? dV by ds into V. That means acceleration in terms of speed, displacement, change in speed. This equation is also possible. That means now for solving problems, what is important? See here. For solving problem, what is must? You must know what? Your V means what? Speed or velocity. That is what? V instantaneous. What I am writing here? Instantaneous. Instantaneous. ऐसा नहीं लिखने का, देखो INST, instantaneous is what? ds upon dt. Acceleration A, instantaneous. What will write? It is dV upon dt. Or this one is also what? V into dV by ds. V into dV by ds. This one clear? Only using these relations, what will get here? A solution of number of problems from JEE, right, and from NCERT as well as from CBSE. Okay. Now we'll solve problems based on instantaneous, and this method is called as what? This is called as by calculus method. That means what we have to do? Maybe we'll differentiate. Sometimes we'll what? We'll integrate it. In opposite direction is also possible. S is given. We'll differentiate with respect to time t, we'll get velocity. Differentiate velocity with respect to time t, what will get? Acceleration. A problem में there, suppose acceleration a is given, but in terms of time t, so a will substitute as dv by dt. Then dv equal to what? A dt. Then we'll integrate it. So simple differentiation and integration part you must know, right? So simple differentiation integration you know. D by dt of say t is what? 1. D by dt of t square ये क्या होता है? 2t. If it is d by dt of t cube, so what will get? 3t square. D by dt of t raised to 4, 4t cube. Simple. Say integral, if you want to integrate, integral of say dt is what? T. Right? T plus constant of integration आएगा. But if there is a definite integral, if we will put upper limit and lower limit, so integration of dt is what? T, and then we will substitute limit. Integral of t dt is what? So it is a t square by 2. Here power increases, and when you will differentiate it, power decreases. So assuming you know simple differentiation and simple differentiation and simple integration. Now in this lecture what we have done, we discuss about theory. Now what we will do in next lecture, we will solve number of problems based on instantaneous speed and velocity. Okay, thank you.